Okay, our beloveds, here is a little snarky message from us. Exclusive content. Exclusive content. It is special because it's exclusive. You can't get it anywhere else, so all of a sudden, it has value like diamonds, right? But diamonds are everywhere. Exclusive content is actually everywhere for you to connect to. Now, we just want to point out to you that the space right outside of your body is electrified and is curiously filled with every answer to every query that you have. So you think you need to go to the library, or you need to go to a doctor, or you need to go to a teacher to give you this information. And that's not bad advice, but what if you really truly understand that it is right outside of your skin, and all you need to do is query? What our another provides or produces, whether it's now the quote-unquote exclusive content or just what she freely offers on YouTube. It's all free, by the by. It's just one is now on her website because we're trying to pull people to her actual website to create some energetic flow there instead of it just being on Facebook or on YouTube. But it's all free. So why is it that you pay for certain content but don't value other content? Is it because it's free? And then there's the flip side. You only listen to free content, and if people begin to charge for their free content, you get your panties in a scrunch because you don't want to pay for it. But what if it's just there for the taking, right outside of you? When our another proposes information to you via us, right? She proposes it oftentimes because she says, I feel like humanity is really stuck here, which is where our meditations came from. She said, I would like to offer meditations on my website or wherever for those who have a similar enough journey where my vibration and their vibration attaches to one another and we support one another. And so we said, great idea. This is where creativity comes from within the human form. And then other times we just channel through her and she has no idea what's coming through because it is at our direction, if that makes sense. And yet you all don't really value the process as much as you could. We want you to realize that when you have to search the internet or follow particular people in order to fill that void within you, it is still information that's being pushed towards you, meaning that whatever message we give you has a particular point and a particular type of content, and that is all that you get in that day, in that moment, in that visceral experience. But what if each of you could learn to just sit or lay down, still your mind, and then ask a query such as, where do I find the light? My intention is to seek out where I find the light. And then either via drumming or binaural beats, or even just humming within your own body, or tuning or toning to the sound Om. All of that entrains you in some sense. And then when you query, where do I find the light? Your unique answer will come to you. Our another queried that, and for her, specifically her, and not you, the answer was, the light can be found within you. But for others, the light may be found outside of you right now because that is where you are at. So when you listen to somebody say, well, the light is to be found within you, what if that is where you are not yet? What if that is where you are not yet? Because you still do need to seek for guidance outside of yourself because you're not connected enough yet to your inner sensory or guidance system. Does this make sense? So we would just ask that you all query more and search less. And what this means is, if you now ask, where do I find the light? Please show me. We will bring you the answer, not necessarily within your own inner world, meaning through visions, but it may be on a billboard. It may be a message that a friend gives you. It may be on a TV show where you just hear somebody say something and you just have an inner knowing. That is the answer. That is the answer to the question that I posed last week. I know it because you can feel the vibration. They are not just words that are neutral like everything else that you hear. They're vibrating. They're electrified. They stand out. That is how we speak to you through the outer world. So find your peace points, the way that you can still your mind and figure out what's important and what's not, and let the rest of it go. If you are looking over the entire globe for your answers, for your purpose, we have told you that it is literally in your backyard. Well, if you never go in your backyard and keep seeking elsewhere for your guidance, you will end up at the end of your life not having found that precious gem that really was hidden within you, within your space, within your property, within your assets. Your physical body is an asset. Your emotional body is an asset. Your spiritual body is an asset, as well as that which you own. So look closer to home, because oftentimes we don't hide it from you across the world. It's pretty close to where you find yourself and yourselves, because there's more than just one aspect of you. If you are a mother and a lover and a friend and an employee or employer, each of those aspects of you requires a different expression within that moment. And it doesn't mean that you're uniquely a mother or uniquely a lover or uniquely an employee or employer. It just means that's a fractal of you. So don't find too much purpose in one aspect of you, but look at the petals on your sunflower. Each one is an aspect, and really appreciate each one. If you focus too much on it being a mother, maybe you're not being a good friend, or vice versa. Or if you're being a lover, maybe you're not a good employee or employer because you're focused on that relationship to the exclusion of others. Find balance so you don't give too much of your power and energy to one aspect, because you are meant to expand in all directions. If you've ever seen pizza dough that was not rolled out properly and then kind of gets misshapen in the baking process, that's what many of you look like right now, because you don't flesh out or fill out all of the aspects of you. And if you were to think of a wooden wheel and the spokes, every part of it needs to be properly filled out in order for the wheel to move smoothly. Just visualize it if there was a hole in one section and now you're sitting in the wagon that is being pulled by this wagon wheel. At every rotation, you'd feel a big ba-bump, ba-bump. Well, that is how life expresses itself in your 3D world as well. Find where the bumps are and fill out that part of you so that all aspects, all fractals within you are fully being expressed, and you will feel the richness and the smoothness of your life return, because it's just how energy works. It's that simple. While we have gone around the entire map to come back to home, we want to remind you, why do you find more value in things that you have to pay for versus what is free? Or why do you resent that people charge for paid content and you only value and listen to what's free? Figure out your own inner resistance, because it is within you that the answer lies. Because people have a right to charge, and people also have a right to offer for free, and you should value it all equally with no judgment. And then most importantly, just know that that information is right outside of you, and you can contact us, research your curious points of expansion, and find your own answers truly hidden within you without needing the advice of those who offer it for free or those who charge, because at the end of the day, universal knowledge is available for everyone who has a desire, an interest, and a means to access it. Build your own model of you, because you're finally ready. And so it is. Namaste.